Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle. It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
I'm beginning to be sick again. And for those of you who were there during December, like really I was sick during 4 entire weeks. It was exhausting for me and I was talking with my nose like that. And on Saturday night, you know, I went to a concert and I knew it, thousands of people at the same place in a closed space, like me, I'm gonna catch something. You can be sure of it if one of them, you know, it was these thousands of people at something, for sure I would take it, I would catch it. Story of my life. Oh, I don't want to be sick again. La la la. For now, you can't hear it. It's still my throat, you know, which is scratching. But for now, you can't hear it. And again, tea with a lot of honey. I took some little things. Wish me luck. I had only 10 days without being sick. Stop. Let's go for this episode. Oh, I didn't say hi. Hello. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Vinland Saga Season 1, Episode 2. I don't know yet if I'm gonna post these reaction videos on YouTube and on my Patreon. If you're watching them right now on YouTube or on Patreon, it means that I decided that I would react to this anime. But for now, for me, I don't know. You know, I watched the first episode yesterday and you saw it. I think I really appreciated it. I really appreciated the drawings and I knew it, like it's almost for that I wanted to try this anime, to try to react to it, to watch it no matter what, because I knew that that kind of drawings, that kind of animation could please me a lot, and clearly it was the case. So it was cool to discover that. The fact that we're talking about Vikings, you know, like people in Iceland, all of these stories, to hear these names, you know, Harald, Floki, Leif Erikson. For sure, I knew that it could please me, and it was the case, you know, also to be into that environment. If you don't know it, if you're discovering my channel with these videos, I watched and loved and reacted also to Vikings Valhalla also, and also to The Last Kingdom. I binge-watched all of The Last Kingdom with you guys, so clearly a lot of potential for this anime to please me. Also because the season 2 is done by MAPPA Studios, the same one which did Attack on Titan. If you don't know it, I binge-watched all of Attack on Titan with you guys, and it was such a long and great journey. So really a lot of things which could please me, and the first episode was really cool. I really appreciate the fact that we're gonna follow Thorfinn, you know, his evolution. We're really taking him as a young kid with a lot of dreams, with a lot of things in mind, you know. For now he's really innocent, he's really pure, you know, like he's brave, he wants to do stuff, you know, like he's really taking that bad that maybe his ancestors were cowards, ran away. So we can see that he has already that strength, that intensity also inside of him. And also he has a lot of dreams and he's really listening to all of these stories with big eyes and stuff like that. To travel through the ocean, you know, to go on an adventure and stuff like that. So it's really cool to begin everything with him as a kid, because I can already imagine that we're gonna follow him, you know, growing up, and it's gonna be interesting and rough also maybe to see him losing his dreams or not. Maybe he's gonna continue to follow them no matter what, being confronted to a lot of things, you know, with life, just that, like right there, the fact that his father bought that slave and then that slave died, and maybe we're gonna have a fight, a confrontation with Alfland? Oh, I'm not so sure anymore of this name. Alfland? You know that I can have issues with names at the beginning. Helga the mother, Irva the daughter, Thors, Thorfinn, Leif Erikson, Harry, the young boy who had a big mouth and wanted to fight and all. Yes, it's just Alfland. I'm not so sure of his name. For sure this one, he was so great with a chain, but for sure also he's gonna play that role of the villain, at least for the beginning of this season 1, for what I suspect, you know, after watching this episode 1. He's really considering that all people, you know, all humans are slaves, like they should have a chain around their neck. I'm wondering about that, you know, because... And for me, you know, the fact that Thors, he bought that slave like that, he knew that this guy would die. Like the fact that he talked, you know, about Vinland to that guy who was dying, that he described, you know, that land as a warm one in which no one is a slave and maybe he's gonna find his family again right there. Like it was really to help him to die at peace, you know, and to feel okay. And also he knew that the guy would die, so to buy him just for the guy to die, you know, being free, but just for really some minutes, some hours, it was really more to send a message, you know, in fact, because Alfond, he wanted to buy the guy just to kill him in front of all of the other slaves, to send that message that you can't do it, it's not okay. So for Thors to buy the guy just before him dying, it was also to send a message like, I'm not okay with what you're doing, I don't want you to punish the guy in front of everyone just because he wanted to be free, and maybe also I want for the other slaves to see that they can have some friends outside, you know? It was really for me to send a message also. And we have all of that thing about Vinland, all of these fairy tales, you know, that they're telling about it. We have also Thors and all of the past that he had as a soldier, and he was really good. We had that introduction scene with him. And we're finishing also the episode watching, you know, his sword and all of his armor and stuff like that. Like maybe at some point he's gonna have to be a soldier again, you know, to begin the first episode with that and to end it with that. It was also to send a message. Oh, and we saw that one guy was coming, and really, it was like that. It's gonna be trouble. I can feel it. Okay, I'm gonna begin this episode right now. If I decided to react to this anime on my Patreon, you're gonna have extended or 4 reaction parts. Extended reaction parts are already interesting because I'm not forced to cut a lot, to play with opacity and stuff like that. You have really the reaction video as I wanted to share it with you, with really the reaction part, like I'm letting the scene go and stuff like that. And for some big episodes, I'm gonna put the 4 reaction part, and I think that for the first episode, I'm gonna put the 4 reaction part. Like, it was so cool, you know, to discover that new universe and all of that, but yes, I think that I'm gonna put the 4 reaction part. So if you want these advantages and if you want to support me, you have my Patreon for that. And also, really soon, on my Patreon, you're gonna have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance for these reaction videos about Vinland Saga. Again, if I'm deciding to react to it. Let's go for this episode! We're gonna be also Northumbria, for sure. I'm thinking of the Last Kingdom.
お前いつも真っ先に死ぬのな、ファクシー。
ファクシー？
強い戦士じゃないとバルハラには入れないんだぞ。母上や姉上は行けるのかな、バルハラ。いいな、今度どこ行くの？
俺ねさ、遊びじゃないぞ。料理物や毛皮を持ってってワインなんかと交換するんだ。
じゃあ僕も行く。
Nah. Like your family, your father is gonna let you do it.
本国のみんなとイエス・キリストの誕生日をワインで祝うんだ。トルギン、一走りお前の父上に伝言を頼む。軍船が来た。
We saw it coming.
こんなもんでどうかな、親方。今度は下がったろう。水入れてみな。難しいもんだな。力を入れすぎなんだよ、トルギン。
He was a soldier before he's trying to have a new job.
トロルのトールズを出せって言ったけに、あのままだ。
Thors the troll? They are Vikings. I know his nickname.
奴らこの村を攻める気じゃ。
They would have done it already.
トールズさんに礼を。
Yes, they are respecting him.
フロキ。
No, it's not my Floki. Ja.
要件を言え、フロキ。では、まずは上陸の許可を。
I thought that he would be trouble,
若い頃に戦
but
働
he
きをして
seems
たと
like
聞いたけど。
he's an old friend.
なんか父上怒ってる。
You can read his face.
妹の敵討ち。スベン王は良い口実を得ました。大きな戦が始まります。我ら戦士の出番です。
Oof. His eyes really. You won't see it, you know.
北海の向こうで大国同士が何をしようと関わりはない。
You don't want to be a soldier anymore.
そう、我が資料シグバルディの命令は全艦隊ヨルスボルグに集結せよ。
Sigvaldi.
そのものがたとえ脱走兵と言えと思うね。
脱走。
この度の戦、あなたも参戦するのです。
Oh, it's an order. Like it's not even a question.
15年前行方不明になったあなたがこの度晴れて戦線に復帰する。それを伝えるために軍船で来ることはあるまい。
It's not to tell you that. It's to take you with him
あ
also.
るいはこの村が書いたのか。な、逃げろ。
To have a family, I think, changed him.
戦災とは今日まで無縁だったのでしょうな。
That was a threat. So I was right. He's not an old friend. He's trouble.
すげえよ、お前の親父さんは。
Oh.
でもよ、人を切ったことねえだろ。そういう経験があるかないかで。おい。
Hello?
そうなれば、とても手ぶらでは帰れます。
Uh-huh.
何今の感じ悪いな。助かったな、あれ。主命により勇士はトールズ・スノーレソンに活性を頼むためこの知恵を参った。我と思わん者はトールズ殿と共にヨムスボルグへ参られよ。ではトールズ殿、いずれ戦場で会います。
Okay, you're not taking him with you. Oh, guys! Clearly, you have someone else to worry about right there. You know, some of them need to stay right there to defend the village with Alfond and all.
昔、人を殺すことで身を立てていた。ある日、急に嫌になったんだ。殺すのも、殺されるのも。だから逃げたんだ。死んだようにうまく見せかけたつもりだ。
So we saw the day that you deserted. You know that slave who tried to run away?
自分のしてきたことにけじめをつける時が
You're not gonna join them. You're too young.
トールズに頼まれたんだ。その軍
To?
船と船団を組むことにしたよ。そうか。いざって時は俺らが守ってやるからな。
I'm sure that he can fight.
どれつも戦好きなことよ。
Knowing that his father, you know, was a hero of war, now he has the rage to fight like that. Oh, you really want to be a soldier, to be like his father also.
一月の間、添い寝をしておいてくれ。すまんな、トールズ。
トルフィンがやったんだよ。
No.
本当か？うちの子？それはすまなかった。気にすんなよ。子供同士のことだ。でもまだ6つだろ？大したもんだよ。いい戦士になるぜ、あの子は。やっぱりあんたの血だよ、トール。
I'm not sure that it's what Thors wants, you know.
これ一式くらんのやつに。じいさまの代からの家宝の武具で、獲物とはやりだよ。おお、なんなら勝負するか？
You don't have the real things like
何でもかんでも放りっぱなしにすんなよな。片付けないと捨てちゃうよ。いいの？いい。もういらない。僕には武器が必要なんだ。武器があれば。あんたさては。
you're too young, and I didn't think that you were that young, like 6 years old. Boy, you're dreaming of that. I can understand why and all. You're too young. And no matter what, it's your father's things.
剣は人を殺す道具だ。お前はこれで誰を殺すつもりなんだ。
敵。
お前の敵は
Yes, what do you understand of this war?
ハーフ団とか。
You don't get it.
よく聞け、トルフィン。お前に敵などいない。傷つけて良いものなどどこにもいない。
That's a good lesson to teach him.
おかしいよ、そんなの。だって父上は明日戦に行くんでしょ。子供じゃない。父上は嘘を言ってる。僕にだってわかる。
Oh, you're such a kid to say something like that and to react like that. The music is so
あの子
sweet, you know.
多分西北西から微風波穏やか。今朝はオーディンシンの機嫌がいい。出港にはいい
He's with you. Okay.
当たってから一緒にも行くぞキリスト坊主。あてめえ起きてる。
For sure, the religious subject, you know, is gonna be a subject. It was a big one in Two Vikings, and I loved that. You came to recruit them?
相変わらず貴様の弟子とは品がない。
As
キリスト
that?
教が好かねえだけですよ。フロキの旦那。報酬は金5ポンド。奴の死体と引き換えでなければ払わんぞ。
Is?
ト
Thors?
ールズを殺せ。
That was a trap? Okay, no hide and seek. Tell me if I have to expect some hide and seek, you know. Like, I'm used to check each time because I'm watching right now, I'm binge watching right now My Hero Academia, so I'm used to check no matter what each time at the end of each episode if we're gonna have an hide and seek. Tell me if at some point for Vinland Saga we're gonna have it or not. Don't tell me, you know, for which episode, but just tell me if I have to continue to check, you know, just in case. That was a trap. I knew that this guy was trouble. I knew it. Like really, we saw it. Like really, we saw him at the end of the last episode and I was like, you with your face like that, you're gonna be trouble. I didn't know that he would be named Floki. And for sure, it's moving stuff right there. I know it's not the same guy and all, but for sure, it's moving stuff. I loved a lot Floki into Vikings. Really a lot, so it's not the same guy. He wanted to take Thors with him, to go on that war with them. We saw that they were attacked and all of that, and they are preparing a war, a response to that. To be in Northumbria at the beginning, it was a little weird for me because you know it also, I've been watched all of The Last Kingdom, so I was like, Northumbria, we're back! But it means that we're gonna have plenty of places, you know. With this anime, we're not gonna stay only with Thorfinn in Iceland. Like for sure, I didn't expect for Thorfinn to stay in Iceland all along this anime, you know, all of these seasons and all, but I thought that we would stay with him no matter what, where he's moving, when in fact not at all. We're gonna have also different situations. Like right there, Thors is gonna leave. I'm wondering if we're gonna stay with him, follow him. I think so. But, you know, it's a little weird. I think that it was not fully a trap, like your king really asked you to have Thors as a soldier, you know, into this war. So you were supposed to go right there to convince him to join you, more like to threaten him that he has to join you if he doesn't want for all of his little village, you know, to be destroyed. But I think that there is a personal issue between these two, and right there at the end, okay, you're preparing a plan against Thors, you want that one to kill Thors and all, but you're doing that on your own, it's something personal. And it's on your way back home, meaning that it's gonna be on Thors' way to go to England. He deserted, Thors deserted, you know, this war. It means that it was the first scene that we had at the beginning of the episode 1, it was about that, him leaving that fight, him leaving in fact for good that war and not coming back. Floki for me, I can't remember it right now and I'm gonna see that during the editing. Floki for me was that guy who was with him on that battlefield at the beginning of the first episode. Meaning that you were friends at some point and I don't know. Why did you want to leave, to run away, Thors? For sure you didn't want to kill people anymore, something about that, but I don't know, I have the impression that maybe something else was going on right there. I think that it's gonna be one of the mysteries, the reveal that we're gonna have at some point with this anime. The real backstory, you know, of Thors, because it's such a mystery for all of them, you know, like this village, they didn't know about Thors, about his nickname, you know, as a soldier, about all of what he did, the fact that his own son was surprised that his father is considered as a hero and all. And they said it, you know, he never tells stories about what his life as a soldier was. They all know that he was one, but they don't know what happened to him and also. Clearly, there is such a big mystery around his past into this anime that at some point we're gonna discover it, that Thorfinn is gonna discover it, and because of that we're gonna discover it. Thorfinn, the fact that he's so proud that his father, you know, is considered as a hero, was such a big soldier, and he likes also the fact that everyone is talking about his dad like that, and we saw during the first episode that he was feeling sad, you know, and mad that maybe his ancestors were considered as people who ran away, as cowards and all. So right there we had also that same feeling, that same thing about Thorfinn, the fact that he doesn't want to be someone who is running away and is proud of his father with such a big soldier, who was such a big soldier, is admiring that, and the fact that at the beginning, you know, he was the first one to get killed into that little game between kids, and at the end he's playing to that game with really that strength, and the fact that he wants to destroy all of them is breaking the arm, you know, of that poor little kid. It gave him that rage, you know, to know that his father was like that. But I'm wondering, what does he think of the fact that his father deserted? He wanted to take that sword and all. He wants to kill enemies, but he doesn't know who are the enemies. Like, the only bad guy that he saw during all of his life, it was Alphonse. So for him, when you're saying the enemy, it's Alphonse. And clearly right there, we're not talking about these enemies. Like, I mean, Thors is not gonna fight Alphonse. He's gonna go far away to fight into a war against the country and all of that. So clearly he doesn't understand what is really going on, all of the politic aspect of that, and also all of the past, the background, the story, you know, of that war between all of these different people. And he doesn't understand also, for now, what his father said about the fact that no one is your enemy. No one deserves to be killed, you know, into a war. Even into a war, like, you have soldiers who are doing their jobs, killing you, like, killing each other, but just because it's a war and you have to do it, but not because it's my enemy, you know, it's someone really bad and stuff like that. There are soldiers, they have also a family, they have also someone who is waiting for them at home. And for now, Thorfinn is too young to understand that. He wants so much to be a soldier, to fight, and now to be like his father. We're gonna have the religious aspect into this anime. I didn't know if we would have it or not. It's really a big part of the subject, you know, around the Vikings, and I loved a lot that they explored that question into Vikings, the original show, a little into Vikings Valhalla, and a lot also into The Last Kingdom. I really appreciated it, so I'm glad that we're gonna talk a little about it. Like, for sure, for example, Leif is a Christian guy, and maybe it can be that little door, you know, to talk about that subject into this anime, but also how these guys, these Vikings, you know, the rough ones, they were treating that monk. It was to denounce that also a little, you know, to say that it's gonna be a subject. I didn't get all of the names, like the name of the king, the name of that guy at the end. You know that it can be a little rough for me, the names. I'm gonna have them, you know, little by little. I hope that we're gonna have some friends, you know, for Thorfinn that we're gonna keep all along the seasons. Like, for sure we're gonna see Thorfinn growing up, and I would love for him to keep some friends around him. It's always great, you know, when you have a story like that, to have some friends for the hero, to remind him who he was, to remind him what his first dreams were and stuff like that, to remind him also. So I hope that we're gonna have that for Thorfinn. Like right there, it was Faxi. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now. I'm gonna watch 1 or 2 more episodes today, so it's all for you for this video, and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Great.